Today I thought I'd talk about laughter, and perhaps for some, laughter doesn't come easy when we have to face a lot of things that are quite stressful. But having a really good laugh is believed to have a lot of health benefits. It is great for the heart, it's great for the mind, it's great for our well-being. Now, in many years ago, when I was in aged care, I worked in a facility as a physiotherapy assistant, and my role was to conduct exercise, sitting down chair exercises for the residents who resided there. So each week I'd give them, the usual sitting chair exercises with some, uplifting music that went with it, and we'd have a lot of fun. But then I did a short course on laughter yoga, and there was a lady in Perth, in the city, main city in Western Australia, and she came down and taught me all about laughter yoga. Now, when we hear the word yoga, we expect that it resembles something like laying on a floor mat and having our arms and legs and in the air and stretching and all that sort of thing. But laughter yoga is about really exercising the internal world of the human body. So over time, I used to blow up balloons and take them in there. And we probably had, between 12 and 17 elderly people join my group. So I gave them each a balloon, and I encouraged them to try and pop the balloon between their legs while they were sitting in their chair. Well, you can imagine the laughter that started then. It was so much fun. Some people managed to pop the balloons and other people didn't, depending on how much strength they had in their knees and their leg muscles, because a lot of people sit down in chairs all day in aged care facilities, don't they? Hi, my name's Kay. I'm doing vlogs on what happens to us as we age. I'm 74 years old and I live in the southwest of Western Australia. Now, with the laughter yoga that I mentioned, there's actual exercises that we do, and we sort of go ho 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 and ha 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 as loudly as we possibly can. Now, for this to happen, a lot of people think it's silly. A lot of people felt embarrassed. But over some weeks, there was an incredible change. More and more people came to my groups. When we were having belly laughs, no matter what it was that we were laughing at, sometimes we were even laughing at ourselves, which was even, more comical and really a beautiful thing to see. And quite often there was so much noise in the room where we held this exercise group that staff would come around from the other end of the facility, try and figure out, what was so funny, and, why were so many people making so much noise. And so it became quite popular to come to this group, do a few sitting exercises, stretching the arms, the fingers, the legs and the toes, but to actually start laughing out loud, just for no apparent reason. And so people became quite confident, and and compelled to join in with their really loud laughter. It was, it was belly laughter. And, at the end of the group, when everyone went back for their morning or afternoon tea to their different areas in the facility, the staff started commenting on how happy those residents were when they returned after one of these groups. So overall, laughter is something that gives us the most uplifting feeling. You know yourself that if you see a comedy show, whether it's, the old English comedies or someone who's standing on a stage telling jokes, anything that makes you laugh, you always feel more energized after. So this laughter yoga has become very popular. It originally started when a clown used to go around one of the American hospitals, and he used to take balloons and things like that. And staff noticed that people were healing much faster. They were feeling much happier and more comfortable once this clown came to visit. So that started off as something, and I don't know what it was called originally, but eventually it turned into an actual group exercise, or should I say something that was very valuable within the healthcare system. And so people started sending their staff to training groups to learn what this, laughter yoga was all about. It's not about laying on the mat and stretching all your legs while you have a good belly laugh. It's about getting that deep, deep, deep feeling of exuberance coming from the pit of your stomach. And, it stretches the facial muscles, makes you brighter and lighter in your mind. So I guess, for us coming into winter here, where I am, the skies are grey. Even though today is a beautiful day, again, we are going to get some heavy rain in the next few days. So winter is going to set in, and cloud cover makes everything seem much more grey and darker, especially inside the house. So I guess over winter, it's quite a well-documented theory that over winter people are less happy, less well. And that is because there isn't the sunlight, and the feeling of happiness when one goes outside and sees a blue sky and watches the birds and, smells the roses. It's very, very true that when we have a sunny day, we always feel better. When we catch up with a friend and we have a bit of a laugh about something that's been going on, or, we might have heard a really good joke that we want to tell them. So laughter is the best medicine. And it is very, very true that it has been documented on many levels to help the body and the mind heal and cope better with a good quality of life. So just above me at the moment, in one of my tall gum trees, there's a beautiful big parrot. We call them the ringneck parrot. They are the brightest of bright green, and they have yellow and black around their neck. And I think he's just waiting until I've finished my talk here in the garden because we put seed out for the birds in trays each morning, and the tray is quite close to where I'm sitting, so I think he's actually waiting for me to finish up and so he can come down here and have his morning tea. But and in the background is my beautiful fish pond, or our beautiful fish pond, I should say. My partner takes much pride in keeping the fish pond very healthy, and we have some beautiful fish which are now, some of them could be up to 15 years old, and they're actually goldfish. They're not carp or koi. So first thing in the morning, the pump goes on, and we start the waterfall flowing, and it's just such a beautiful sound. So I hope you're having a really nice day, and I look forward to catching up with you again soon. Bye bye for now.